What the world? Oh, man!
SHW. This is our wrestling.
Unbelievable.
You think you could walk all over me, but I don't see that happening. We're warriors.
This crowd is going ballistic.
We told you anybody could show up here tonight.
The Lynch Mob are your first ever SHW Tag Team Champions.
You're kidding me.
And listen to this crowd. They're loving it. Joe Black is your Rumblejack 2020 winner.
Unbelievable.
This is insane.
You get a moonsault, and you get a moonsault, and you get a moonsault.
And now, the voices of Southern Honor Wrestling, Brandon Benefield and Gerard Bonner.
Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of SHW. This is Our Wrestling. It's me, B-Double, alongside my broadcast partner, GB Gerard Bonner. What's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
I am doing fantastic. We are back with another wonderful edition of the show, and I got to tell you, I'm excited. We're still a few weeks out, but we have the big 2-year anniversary. SHW Still Here 2 coming up October. Yep, coming up October 2nd. Speaking of 2, October 2nd, and we are excited about that. And I got to tell you, I've had a lot of fans and friends of ours kind of asking, reminiscing about the last 2 years, talking about some of our favorite surprises, some of our big guests that we've had, starting out with the very first show where Diamond Dallas Page showed up completely out of nowhere, unannounced. From over the course of the last 2 years, we've had, Tommy Dreamer has come by. We've had Duke the Dumpster Drozy. We've had Jake the Snake. Of course, can't forget the big AEW invasion where Cody and Jericho and Omega showed up.
Absolutely.
And, what were any big surprises stick out to you as a favorite?
We had Big Cass show up, Cass
That's
XL.
right. That's right.
We've had all sorts of folks come through, and of course, for good Lord, Still Here 2 is going to be nuts because you've got Brian Pillman Jr., who will be there against Ashton Starr, and then the Rock and Roll Express. Now, we had Robert Gibson as part of Rumblejack 2019, but now the team, the Rock and Roll Express, shooting for the SHW tag titles. I mean, so really, there's a lot of amazing memories. And as we often say, the best is yet to come. And so, but I do look forward. We should probably do a whole show where we kind of go down memory lane and get people ready for the 2-year, because I think that'll be a fun one.
I agree. I think we will do that. We'll do that sometime here in the next couple of weeks obviously before October 2nd. We'll do kind of a maybe like a top 10 moments in the in SHW history or something like that.
I like that. And since we're doing that, I know I think Gary put something out, but maybe it'd be good for folks in the chat to kind of tell us what in your mind some of the top moments were over the last 2 years, and see if they kind of match up with whatever list we come up with as well. So
honestly, it's going to be tough to come up with just 10.
It really is. It really is, because if you go back and you kind of watch some of the things that have happened, it's been incredible to watch. I mean, whether it was the surprises that we've had or to see how some superstars have really evolved, or even those who have gone on to other places from here. I mean, we've seen folks from everywhere, like AEW and AEW Dark to WrestleMania, for crying out loud. So it's really, it's going to be interesting. I like moments like this. I'm that nostalgic dude. I'm the guy at the end of the year who loves the year in review type of stuff. So this is my cup of tea right here. And it's in my favorite month, October, as well. So,
well, there you go, man. And it's so crazy how much has happened in a 2-year span, because I remember the first show, October of 2018. Like, it wasn't that long ago. It doesn't seem.
It really wasn't.
It's crazy how much has happened in the last 2 years. And, we talked about some of the big names that have come through to this point. I mean, I've actually got in mind a few that I think would be cool to possibly show up in the future. And that kind of brings me I know last time we had Todd Fox on, which was several weeks back,
Mhm.
and I kind of teased about this Jeff Jarrett situation that
Yeah.
I've had this feud going on since 2006.
Do tell, because I can't say I have very many feuds with wrestlers outside of Huckabee, perhaps. But yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You do have the
Yeah.
one with Huck. But
Yeah.
so the thing with Jarrett, and I was thinking of like who I would like to see come into SHW.
Okay.
Jarrett, only because I feel like we could play our feud out at the show in the ring. And this is me like fantasy booking. I'm just
Yeah.
putting it into the universe. So if Dylan happens to hear this, maybe
Yeah.
we can make this happen at some point. Because
Yeah.
I got to be honest, maybe it's like a little bucket list for me to get take a guitar shot from Jeff Jarrett. I just think that would
Wow.
be pretty fun. A pretty cool thing to put on your resume, like took a
Yeah.
guitar shot from Jeff Jarrett. So anyways, I'll try to make this real quick because we do have a great guest lined up for you here coming up in just
Yeah.
a few minutes. But way back in 2006, there was a pay-per-view called the No Surrender pay-per-view for TNA down down at the Impact Zone in Orlando, Florida. Prior to this pay-per-view, there was an online video contest
Okay.
where fans could enter. It was called the Why I Hate Jeff Jarrett contest. So
Ah.
basically, you had to film a video and basically cut a promo as to why you hated Jeff Jarrett. Now,
Wow.
the winner of this contest got to be flown to the show,
Okay.
and not only to see the show and get front row and all that kind of stuff, but you actually got to be involved in the main event match
Wow.
as a lumberjack, because it was called the Fans Revenge match. And so there was
Wow.
20 fans around the ring. It was Samoa Joe versus Jeff Jarrett, and all the fans had leather straps.
I
How
feel like
rid-
I remember seeing this
Yeah.
match.
How ridiculous is this scenario?
Yeah.
But anyways, so the Fans Revenge match, there was hundreds of entries.
Mhm.
Your boy B Double ended up winning the whole contest.
Nice.
So I get flown down there. You get to bring a +1. So my sister, who's at the time was a big AJ Styles fan, so
Okay.
she came with me because of course AJ was going to be on the show. I think he had a
Right.
tag team, might have been him and Christopher Daniels versus LAX at the time. But
Okay.
anyways, so she came with me. They said, "Hey, we're looking for an extra fan. Do you want to be in it too?" She's like, "Oh, sure, why not?" So she and I and about 18 other fans surround the ring. And we were told if Jeff Jarrett comes outside the ring, light him up.
Wow.
And these were legit leather straps. It wasn't
Yeah.
like we were, nothing was gimmicked here. Like we were
Yeah.
legit supposed to light him up. Very first time he comes out of the ring, it's right next to us.
Oh my
And so we
gosh.
get the first couple licks in. We're just
Wow.
whipping him away, and he runs around to the other side. Like it was surreal. Okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was really cool because as a fan, or like Pope said on last week's show, Mark, he
Mhm.
doesn't like to use the
Yes.
term Mark, but we're all kind
Yes.
of Marks, right? So
Yeah.
it was just such a surreal, cool moment. But
Wow.
I feel like that could kind of be the start of what could be a feud storyline between Jeff Jarrett and myself. So if he
Wow.
ever showed up in SHW, perhaps we could like work with that and turn it into something where
Yeah.
like maybe he still hasn't forgiven me for all those years ago when I whipped him with the leather strap.
That could be something.
I'm trying to apologize to him in the ring, and
I could see it. You trying to do an interview with him.
yeah, I don't
and,
know.
Wow.
I feel
Or
like we
better
could
yet,
do something.
Or
Yeah.
you could be doing an interview with someone else, and then he interrupts the interview, and then and one thing leads to another, and you
All I'm
shake
saying-
hands. you
Yeah,
turn your
all I'm
back,
saying,
and-
I turn around, like I'm thinking he's forgiven me. I
Mhm.
turn back around, boom, guitar shot, boom, he calls me slap nuts, something like that. I don't know. Just saying, I think it would be awesome.
That
But
would
anyways,
be crazy. That
but
would
anyways,
be crazy.
I'm I'm putting it out into the universe. So if Dylan happens to hear this, and this is the thing is, now he works with WWE backstage.
He
Or
does.
does he? Is he
Well,
still there, or was he in the wave of
he could have been
layoffs?
in the wave. I don't know. I'll have to double check. But
Yeah.
anything is possible. And so we never say never in the wrestling world, as we've
That's
come
right.
to learn.
That's right.
So shout out to him, and shout out to, you mentioned Pope. If you guys missed it, man, we had a very special show last week. Aired over the weekend, so you guys can check it out on all the places you check out our podcast. A special interview with the Pope. If you don't know, he was hanging out with us. Well, not with us, but he was hanging out backstage at SHW Rumblejack. We didn't know until the end of the show.
Yeah.
And we happened to run into him and connected with him, and that sparked a great conversation that you guys are able to check out. If you haven't done so already, it's a fantastic episode. So what do we got lined up for us today, which I'm very interested in this one?
Well, okay, so here's what we got going on today. This has been many months leading up to this, where we were called out prior to the Rumble Jack a couple times by somebody who felt like we were overlooking him and his stable of wrestlers, that being the Honor Society, and of course the leader of the Honor Society, the one and only Logan Chase, who kind of let us have it a little bit as to why we've overlooked him, why we haven't had him on the podcast just yet. He actually showed up at the Rumble Jack during the Facebook Live pre-show and gave us a piece of his mind. Now, what was crazy about that was like we had a little bit of light issue right at the beginning of the show, right? If you recall. And if anybody happened to be watching us live that night, you noticed as well, the lights weren't on until about 5 minutes into the pre-show, after Logan Chase had already came out and berated us, and then he left. So I have a feeling he's going to be upset about that because the lights didn't come on until after he made his appearance. Yeah, which wasn't our doing at all.
We asked for lighting. So.
It was, it was our first show back in 6 months. So the guys in the lighting truck out back, just hadn't got all the kinks worked out just yet or something. I don't know.
And it was busy. They were welcoming fans in as the doors had just opened, et cetera. So I don't know.
It wasn't our fault, but I guarantee you Logan Chase is going to blame us for it, is what's going to happen. So anyways, all that to say, he is our guest this week on the podcast. We don't know what to expect. Anything can happen. The always controversial Logan Chase. I mean, what do you think, buddy? Are you ready for this?
I'm about as ready as I'm gonna be. So let's go ahead and check it out. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. It's Logan Chase. All right, guys, we're back with another great interview. And if you've been following our podcast, you know that we've had a couple of hiccups along the way. And there's been particularly one certain someone who has made it known that he's felt overlooked here on our podcast. And he has shared a few videos. He even made an impromptu appearance at the pre-show during the Rumble Jack, which many of you may have seen on Facebook. And so we were able to finally book him for the show today. And we're excited to have a conversation with manager extraordinaire in SHW. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Logan Chase. Logan, how are you, sir?
It is about time that you had the true superstar on this show. How many months? How many months was it?
It's been, five?
Yeah, it's been a few.
5 months?
Yeah. And then to show total disrespect on the pre-show, I mean, you guys couldn't even turn on the lights.
Look. That was the lighting guys. That we tried to get the lights on. And I know
asking for lights, and they didn't. I don't know.
Excuses.
We asked though.
Anyways, well, welcome to the show. We're
it's your pleasure.
It is our pleasure to have you, and we're extremely happy that you're here. I'm just sorry. I'm a little nervous.
It's okay.
GB, if you recall on the pre-show, he literally got right in my face.
He actually did. I
haven't been the same
I got
since.
Nervous.
That's because you said something stupid, Benefield. Oh. I mean, aren't you supposed to be college educated? And you come at me with little digs? I mean, what did you do during the pandemic? What did you do? You see that up there? I got a 3rd college degree during the pandemic.
Wow.
What did you do?
That's impressive.
I watched a lot of Netflix.
Yeah, you were just like all the other sad people out there that lived off the government and ate Cheetos, while we, true people, were being productive.
What? So can I ask what field your degree was in? Your 3rd degree that you've now gotten?
You can ask. It doesn't mean I'm going to answer.
Oh, well, okay. Well,
of course it's fashion. I mean, look at me.
I was going to say, you look great. I appreciate you dressing.
Fine jacket you have there.
Yeah, it's good that you guys dressed up in your homely attire.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, come on. You have someone as prestigious as me on this show, and you can't even wear a tie and a suit jacket?
We're sorry.
Gerard, I've seen you get dressed like you are the one that disappoints me the most. You have had the style
Yeah.
to envy. And
Well,
look at you now.
it's a stylish T-shirt. I mean, that doesn't
It's
count
a
for anything. We're
T-shirt.
changing the world. I mean, no.
Yeah.
So let's change subjects because you two just disappoint me.
Wow.
Sorry, I do want to turn it back towards SHW here. So we're coming off the Rumble Jack a couple weeks ago, which it was great to be back. It was a great show. You pretty much shocked everybody. You told us on the pre-show that you had some big surprises for us, and you had some tricks up your sleeve. Exactly. And so I had no idea we would actually see you enter into the Rumble Jack alongside your other Honor Society members, Kevin Ryan and Jordan Kingsley. I mean, what in the world? How did that come about that you were actually in the Rumble Jack?
Benefield, of course you couldn't fathom that and that pea brain that you have. You see, I'm a true leader. I am a true general, and the best generals in history lead their troops into battle. And that's exactly what I did. I'm so sick and tired of Dylan and Gary overlooking and underutilizing the Honor Society. So we decided to make a statement. And I think we made a pretty impressive statement.
Yeah, it was an impressive statement. You know, and really it's been a significant year for the Honor Society, of course, forming at the top of the year, and you know, Jordan Kingsley and Kevin Ryan almost becoming the tag team champions. It was a big situation.
Almost.
Well, the point
Really,
is that
I'm just stating facts.
Really, Benefield?
I'm just stating facts.
One slip up is all it took for the lynch mob to cheat to win that title.
So
that.
I'm curious to find this because, you know, that tag team, Not Yet Rated, was a fan favorite tag team that many thought, you know, could even win the tag team titles prior to connecting with you. What kind of got you interested in them, and what caused the connection to happen?
Gerard, I expected more from you. I expected more. You're supposed to be a journalist.
I thought that was a good question.
No.
Not good enough.
You see, when I came to Southern Honor Wrestling, I told everyone that I was the premier manager in professional wrestling, and I was looking for the premier talent. Do you remember those promos?
I do. I was there for that. I remember that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then let's jog your memory. Not Yet Rated was being held down by Dylan and held down by Gary. And so, of course, when I come into the picture, they immediately get thrust into the tag team title hunt. In fact, Southern Honor Wrestling didn't even have tag team titles whenever I came in.
That's true. That's very true. Well, you're right. So is there potentially another tag title shot for them? I mean, I don't think they got a rematch, right? They didn't get a rematch.
Exactly. That's what I've been screaming from the rooftops.
Yeah.
You see, it's that inner circle. It's the favoritism. It's the nepotism that goes on in Southern Honor Wrestling. Just because we're not a part of the cool kids, we get held down and left behind. Take this next show, October, the anniversary show.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we're even on it? We're not on the poster, are we?
I'm just curious how in the world, like, so there's these newcomers that I'm not familiar with, but newcomers, is it Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson these guys are getting a tag title shot, and you're saying that the tag title shot should go to Not Yet Rated, correct?
I'm saying we should at least be on the show.
Okay.
Well,
agreed. Yeah. Again, we don't book the show, but I agree with you. I mean, but it's not our fault.
But you're the voice of the voiceless. You're the voice of the cow tippers out there. You hear them.
Well,
yeah.
You hear their pleas. They want to see more of the Honor Society.
Well, now I suppose in fairness, our fans really love the idea that the Rock and Roll Express is getting this tag team title shot. I don't. Maybe they're just
80 years past their prime.
Well,
I mean, Not Yet Rated is the premier tag team in professional wrestling. Not Yet Rated has the sky's the limits for them. And what do? We bring in the Rock and Roll Express. You know why? It's somebody else that the lynch mob can check off their list and say that they've been in the ring with that makes them great. No, you know what makes them great is to go toe-to-toe with the best, and we're the best.
Well, I can't argue with that. The series of matches that happened really put this idea of the tag team division and SHW on the map between the Lynch Mob and Not Yet Rated. And yet somehow, you guys haven't had a shot at the championship again. He got a message from?
I don't know.
I did. Here's some news for you.
Okay.
My daddy hired the best attorney possible. Okay. And we finally have a match on Friday.
That just came in?
Wow.
It just came in. We are officially on the anniversary show.
Wow. Well, how about that? Breaking news.
Our podcast moves fast. Okay, so you want to give us some insight as to what you guys are going to be doing on the show? Or you have an opponent? What's happening here?
Oh.
What's that?
Well, yes. Sorry, my attorney.
Okay.
So it is Jordan Kingsley facing off against Chip Day.
Oh, wow.
That's a big one. Yes. That's a bombshell.
Yes. But here's Gary and here's Dylan's little ploy. They're putting in a special stipulation that we have a mystery referee. Now, what kind of crap is that?
I don't know. Is
it you? It's not you, is it?
Are you the mystery referee?
No, I'm not the mystery referee.
Well, I mean, that would work in your
good in stripes.
That would work in your.
I've never been to jail.
It makes sense. Okay. That's fair.
Benefield can't really talk about that now, can you, Benefield?
Oh, anyways, that's neither here nor there.
Oh boy.
Again, like you said, let's change the subject.
I like the idea of this match, though. I mean, Chip Day, Jordan Kingsley. I think Kingsley. We talk about Not Yet Rated and perhaps underrated. Kingsley is a high flyer, has done some incredible things, made a great headway in both Rumble Jacks. Chip Day, of course, was number 30 in this year's Rumble Jack and one of the last 4 entrants there. So this could be interesting for Jordan Kingsley. Maybe this is a path to start to head toward the SHW Championship.
Let me tell you something. This is the opportunity that Jordan Kingsley needed. While I'm ashamed that Kevin Ryan isn't on this show, and I'll take that up with Dylan himself.
Okay.
Jordan Kingsley, he's like a little Tasmanian devil. All he needs is to be wound up and shown the path, and we're going to go straight to victory. And Chip Day and I go back a long way in Georgia wrestling. I know Chip Day's secrets. I know how to get over on Chip Day. So, Chip, I'll say this is not going to be easy.
Wow. Whew. Strong words there from the leader of the Honor Society, Logan Chase. Now, Logan, when we have guests on the show, we try to delve deep a little bit and kind of get to know our guests a little more than what we see at the SHW shows. I mean, can you talked about you go way back with Chip Day. Can you kind of talk to us a little bit about your history in the Southeast and the Georgia area and the wrestling scene? Like, when did you get your start, that kind of thing? Or not? I mean, GB, anything?
Sorry, I just have to compose myself because you're such an idiot.
Oh.
Have you watched any of the promos? A year ago, 15 years I've been held down. 15 years. I've been doing this for practically my entire adult life. I've managed the likes of Tom Pritchard, David Young, Peggy Lee Leather, Ricky Morton. I know that my roots run deep. Dylan knows that my roots run deep in Georgia. That's why Dylan's holding me back. That's why we're continually being overlooked and underanalyzed. And that's fine. Because like I said in my intro promos, and I gave you all a warning, I prefer to be the dark horse. Because when I'm coming and whenever I'm going to get you, you're not going to see it.
All right. Well, with such a storied history, what do you think it's going to take then for the Honor Society to really break through? I mean, like, you guys have had some significant moments. I go back to that tag title match at the top of the year. And then we talk about the Rumble, Jack, where all three of you looked impressive. What do you think it's going to take for you guys to really kind of crack the glass ceiling in SHW?
Let me tell you what it's going to take. It's going to take my daddy calling my lawyer to get something done. You saw exactly what happened whenever my daddy got his lawyer involved.
I see.
We now are on the show. So I don't play nice. I play dirty. And if we're not given opportunities that we deserve, we're going to take them. Or else I'll own SHW because I'll sue Gary and I'll sue Dylan.
Oh my gosh. Could you imagine? I mean, could you imagine? That'd be cool.
It'd actually be very interesting, I think. It'd be interesting. Wow. So
Benefield, you would be the first to be cut.
Oh, come on, man.
I started to wonder, like, would we still have jobs? So, but this now creates an interesting scenario. What happens in a Logan Chase run SHW?
Oh, is that a question?
That is a question. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
why would I tell you that?
Well,
Why would I give away my secrets?
well, I mean, considering that it could happen at some point, it'd kind of be nice to have some degree of a heads up.
Come on, GB. Come on.
You guys have nothing to worry about as long as we aren't being overlooked anymore.
Hey, I know better than that. That's never going to happen again. I mean, you've made it very clear. So
I mean, you're on the show now, so that's a start.
And we'll try to get Kevin and Jordan on very soon as well. Yeah, definitely.
I'm on the show after I had to show up and show out. Am I going to have to show up and show out to Dylan and Gary?
I mean, I don't know. I hope not.
You know what they say. Life's the B word. But I'm the biggest one there is.
Oh, wow. Well, okay.
I have something that we've been wondering. Well, I should say I've been wondering because I don't want to throw GB in on this as well because I know how this is probably going to go. You bring that cane to the ring, and a lot of times it gets involved in the match and it gets used as a weapon. Do you even need a cane? Like, is there something wrong with your leg or?
Oh my God.
I don't understand why you have it. What? That's a legit question. Like, why do you have a cane?
Aren't you supposed to be a professional?
That's GB. He's over here. That's GB. He's a professional. Wow. I'm just tagging along.
You know that my great-grandfather gave me that cane?
Does he know that you use it to whack people?
I've never whacked people. What are you talking about? I'm here to bring class and dignity. And my cane is a prime example of the class that is Logan Chase.
My mistake.
Do you know? Don't interrupt me, Benefield. Do you know that cane costs more than most of these people mobile home payments?
Oh, wow.
Wow. That's a special.
$5,000.
Wow. Okay. Does it have insurance? I'm just curious. Okay, so I have a better question.
But wait, better than the cane question?
I do.
Wait. Write your question down. Hang on. I want to go back to this cane thing.
Mm-hmm.
Benefield, what are you talking about me whacking people with a cane? I don't whack people with a cane.
You hit them with the cane? What would you prefer I say? Phrase it differently?
No, I don't hit them with a cane. Has the referee ever seen me hit them with a cane?
You know what? I guess you've never been caught.
It's not documented.
Well, if you're not caught, it never happened.
Well, to the people listening or the people watching right now, if you want to see what I'm saying, go back on IWTV where you can see all of our shows and see for yourself. You let me know if you think what I'm saying is crazy.
You people can see that I'm a fine, upstanding citizen that is being completely disrespected by some scum.
My apologies.
So I do want to ask this question. When you first came to SHW, you were embroiled in a bit of a war with a gentleman by the name of Ashton Starr. And, that war has taken its time and it has done some things. Well, we saw at the Rumble Jack, Ashton Starr has had a bit of a change of heart. He doesn't seem to like the fans anymore or the like. Could he be perhaps a future member of the Honor Society?
Never say never. Ashton and I, we don't necessarily like each other, but I wouldn't rule out doing business in the future.
Interesting. With that said, do you see the Honor Society growing? Do you have more talent that you want to add, or do you want to keep it right with the tag team that you have?
I will tell you this. Like I said earlier, my roots run deep, very deep in professional wrestling. All I have to do is make a phone call, and I can have someone new here just like that.
Wow.
So am I looking to expand the Honor Society? I'm always looking for the premier athletes. I'm always looking for those diamonds in the rough that all I have to do is polish and give a platform to perform. Now, Dylan, Gary, listen to me and listen to me well. My mission remains the same. I am here to prove to each and every one of you inbred rednecks that I am a premier manager and that I should not be thought of as a dark horse. Now, like I said earlier, being a dark horse has its advantages because you never know exactly when I'm going to strike. But I will tell you this, you also never know who I'm going to call in.
Ooh. My brain is working now because I just think if you made a phone call to actually get Jordan Kingsley on the card for the anniversary, you could have other tricks up your sleeve for the anniversary. I don't know. I just can't imagine you allowing an event as big as a 2-year anniversary of Southern Honor to just go by without you getting involved somewhere. I don't know.
And I can't imagine that we've gone this far with this podcast without either of you telling me happy anniversary. Because if you remember, the Rumble Jack was my 1-year anniversary. Where's my roses? Where's my candy?
I was about to, but then you beat me to it.
Well, let me ask you this. In honor of your 1-year anniversary, you've had some significant moments happen here in SHW. You've had a number of great talent that you've worked with and significant moments that have happened. For you, what's been your favorite moment in SHW in the last year that you've been here?
Ooh, can I tell you one of mine while you're thinking about it?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Okay. GB, you might remember Ashton Starr's very first petty party.
I do remember
Logan
that.
Chase was the very first guest on the very first episode. Yeah, and he had the little tiny chair. That was great.
He did.
But I mean, no. But I mean, the fact that
I got shot in the face with confetti.
Yeah, you remember.
Ruined a brand new Gucci. I'm so that just brings up bad memories. Like, why do you even have to bring that up?
See,
I thought it was a good thing. I thought you were the first guest. It was a.
You want to know what my favorite memory in Southern Honor Wrestling is?
I would like to know that.
Taking Jordan Kingsley and Kevin Ryan to the top.
And that you did. I mean, like, there was no argument there. There was a significant difference in what they were able to do when you showed up versus when you weren't there. I mean, they came very, very close to winning the tag team titles at the top of the year in that steel cage match, which was just an absolutely incredible match that you get. They were very, very close. But
they were very close. And, they're young. Sometimes we all know that young people need a slap in the butt. Okay. And that's what I had to do. I slapped them right in the face and told them to get on the ball. And now that we're 6 months after a pandemic, you guys actually get to see the progress that they've made. Because unlike Brandon Benefield, who was laying up on the couch doing nothing, eating Cheetos, Jordan Kingsley, Kevin Ryan, they've been busting the roads. They've been in the gym. They've been studying tape. they've been taking their game to a whole nother level.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing them in tag team action again. I mean, I think it would be quite intriguing to see what they've done because, again, seeing them in the Rumble Jack for the time that they were in there, they were impressive. They were impressed. But wait. Speaking of the Rumble Jack, I didn't know that you had a wrestling license. Like I didn't know that you were going to get in the ring. I mean, was this like a one-time thing or, have you been trained or, would you go after the SHW championship? I don't know.
Gerard,
Yes.
any good reporter does their homework.
Yes.
Any good newsman does their homework. I have held a wrestling license for 15 years.
Fair enough.
I can get in the ring anytime I want. But why do I have to bring myself down to that level when I've got people who will and my dreams still come true? So yes, like I said earlier, good generals lead their troops into battle.
Mm-hmm.
And if the time calls for it, I have no problem leading my troops into battle. But a good general also knows when to stand on the hill and think of the game plan and execute the game plan. And that's what I do best.
Okay. So I'll ask this. It's clear that the goal would be championship gold for your faction. That would make sense. So if the tag team of Not Yet Rated remains a tag team and continues to pursue the tag team championship, do you have someone in mind that could pursue the SHW championship, or would one of them be? I mean, after all, Kevin Ryan's the first champion. So how's that for homework?
That is good homework.
Thank you, sir.
And that's something that everyone forgets. Kevin Ryan has championship vigor running through his blood.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Ryan was the first Southern Honor champion.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Ryan never forgets that legacy that he cemented in Southern Honor Wrestling. Now, Gerard, I know you're trying to be a Barbara Walters. I know you're trying to be an Anderson Cooper and trying to get into my head, trying to find my game plan out. But I'm going to divert. You see, just like I told you when you asked me earlier, my roots run deep. Anytime I want to call in someone to take on whoever has the Southern Honor title, I just got to make a phone call.
Okay. Fair enough.
Whew. Honestly, I don't really know where to go from here. I feel like I keep putting
That's
my foot in my
nothing new
mouth.
for you.
Right. I keep putting my foot in my mouth here. But I mean, GB,
Come on, redemption, Benefield, redemption.
Oh gosh, now I'm on the spot here. So I got nothing. GB, help me out here.
Wow. Okay. Well, I will say this. I am excited to see where this can go for you. My first show actually in an SHW building was the first Petty Party, and getting to see what you have done from there until now. It's clear that there's a game plan. Again, I'm curious to see what talent you could end up with going forward to get a shot at either of those championships. But I will ask this. You said that you guys are going to have to do something significant to break through the glass ceiling. Do you feel like there's a way to climb the rankings, or is there some way that you can jump the line? And if so, what does that entail for you jumping the line? After all, we saw Lethal Poison get a tag team title shot at the Rumble Jack. You've got the team of Rock and Roll Express getting a title shot in October. November, December, what do you think has to happen for Honor Society to finally be back in championship contention?
Keep your eyes out. Come to the show, because we're going to make an impact. I promise you that. And then there's no denying that it's the Honor Society's time. And Dylan, Gary, Benefield, you're all going to have to apologize to me, because I've been preaching the greatness that is Not Yet Rated, that is Logan Chase. And soon, it's going to be undeniable.
It's hard to argue that.
It is. It's hard to argue. And let me just say, I want to just extend an apology that it took us this long to have you on the show. And you've definitely opened my eyes to the Honor Society and how great you guys are and how great you guys will continue to be. And I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart. I can't speak for Gerard, but I imagine Gerard feels the same way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad we have you here. This has been a great conversation. I've learned a lot. And I imagine BW has as well.
Very good. Benefield, I just want to say I accept your apology. And if you work hard enough, you might have one of these too.
Thank you.
Get off the couch.
Oh, gotcha. Well, thank you so much. We can't wait to see you October 2nd. It's going to be SHW Still Here 2. It's the 2-year anniversary, and we just found out earlier on this show that apparently Jordan Kingsley will be in action against Chip Day, and we don't know who the referee is going to be. Apparently, there's a guest referee, but we will see our new friend. Can I say a new friend, Logan Chase?
I wouldn't go that far.
We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
No.
We will
There's
see
boundaries.
Okay, we'll see Logan Chase in the Action Building October 2nd. SHW Still Here too. Logan, thank you so much for coming on with us. We really appreciate it.
It's been your pleasure.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That was interesting, to say the least. That was Logan Chase, the leader of the Honor Society. And GB, I have to apologize because I literally locked up there. Like, I didn't know what else I could ask or say because I felt like, I kept putting my foot in my mouth there, and he kept giving me a hard time. And
these kinds of things happen, and we said at the outset we weren't sure what was going to happen, and we weren't sure. And it's interesting. You guys know how we house our podcast. We really try to bring you a lot of behind the scenes information, et cetera, et cetera. But we can only do so much. And I mean, we do appreciate the information he was able to give us. And we did get breaking news out of it. Another match coming out of Still Here 2, where we will see his cohort, Jordan Kingsley, taking on Chip Day, which is a big match.
Yeah.
That's a big match. Chip Day, we know all of the things that he's done here in Georgia wrestling. And again, he was number 30 at the Rumble Jack. And he's starting to now become a regular here at SHW, which is kind of cool to see. Going up against Jordan Kingsley and special guest referee.
What's up with that? That was,
and I don't know how that was negotiated and why a special referee is needed, but I don't know.
Wow, I'm just very curious who in the world that's going to be, because
me too.
I mean, that's a great match, and I hope it's just a good, clean, solid match. I don't know. I feel like with Logan Chase pulling the strings there, that he could have a trick up his sleeve, like you said. But then he looked surprised too that there was going to be a guest referee.
So I don't know.
But he has a way of fooling us sometimes. I don't know.
He swerved us at the pre-show.
Right.
We didn't know that he was going to be entering the Rumble Jack. And literally it was a 1-2-3 punch for the Honor Society entering the Rumble Jack, which, if you guys missed it, it is available right now on IWTV. It's listen, we were there watching it. Feels amazing. So go back and check it out. You can check out all things SHW on IWTV. Go to independentwrestling.tv. You can sign up. The first 5 days are free if you use the promo code SHW. I promise you're going to get your money's worth. $10 a month for the entire catalog of SHW. That's amazing in and of itself. But then you can check out some other things that are on there as well. You've got access to all of it. So, again, check it out, SHW on IWTV. And they've got a platform pretty much everywhere on Apple TV, Roku. And speaking of Apple TV, they just launched their new Apple TV app as well. So it's really, really cool to see. Check it out, IWTV, all things SHW.
So, yeah, another thing I want to mention, I know at the top of the show, before we had Logan on, you and I discussed how cool it would be if we maybe did like a top 10 moments of the last 2 years of SHW. Yeah. And let's go ahead and just make the decision that next week, on next week's show, it's going to be the SHW Still Here preview show. not only a preview show, but also a top 10 moments of the last 2 years of SHW. I think that would be a lot of fun because we're going to look back on some huge, and I mean some huge moments from the last 2 years here at Southern Honor Wrestling. I think that's going to be a fun show.
I think it's going to be an amazing show. So you guys have to tune in next week. I'm excited. I know B-Dub is excited as well for what's going to be a very special show next week. And let's just put this into perspective, guys. We are 2 weeks away from the 2-year anniversary. Still here too. This time has moved so fast. I mean, like I didn't realize how fast time was moving, but yeah, it's 2 weeks away, folks. So pay attention to our Facebook page and southernhonorwrestling.com for how you can get tickets to the anniversary. But yeah, be here next week for what should be an epic show as we are bringing you our 2-year anniversary top 10 countdown of the top moments in SHW over the last 2 years. I'm sure you have some, and we've got some. And this list may surprise you. I'll just say that. Looking forward to next week's show.
It's going to be awesome. We cannot wait. SHW still here, too, coming up October 2nd, Action Building, Canton, Georgia. And, man, we cannot wait. Next week's going to be fun. Our special thanks again to, I'm going to just say it, I don't care what he says, our new friend, Logan Chase. And he's gonna yell at me on October 2nd. I can just feel it already.
If he doesn't yell at you sooner.
Yeah, if not sooner, he'll probably send me a message. He'll probably FaceTime me or something, and just to yell at me, just to do it. But he might get after me with that cane that he has for some reason.
$5,000 well-insured cane.
His great-grandfather, how would he feel knowing that Logan is going around hitting people with that thing, and it's $5,000? It's a family heirloom. Anyways, I'm going off on a tangent here. I'm trying to wrap the show up. Getting fired up again. Anyways, Logan Chase, thanks for joining us. GB, thank you, as always, for a great show. And, hey, you know what? Until next week, this has been SHW.
This is our wrestling.
Boom.